one thing that has been keeping you and I awake at night, wondering what's going to come out of it, is this relationship between the Young Bucks and Kenny. We recognize that these guys, as they emphasized to Don, have been friends for over a decade and have really created this whole thing that we love. This company, AEW, would not be in existence if it was not for this friendship and this relationship. Right. So to see potential fractures in this relationship, in this core, this foundation, it's interesting. It's definitely a lot of melodrama, and I think that Don Callis is loving every minute of it.
Yeah, he loved it so much. He had a special commissioned oil painting done with him and Kenny Omega. That is, and it doesn't look like they're wearing any underwear either. So that's pretty touching moment there. But Don really laid into the Young Bucks, man. It was a very deep cut, saying how he's holding Kenny back.
Please take that off the screen. Yes. No, go ahead. Yes.
Holding Kenny back, that the Young Bucks are holding Kenny back, and
you're
that
right.
they're bloodsuckers of Kenny, and he's writing them checks.
I wrote some of those lines down too, man. I mean, you're right. Getting past the humor of the oil painting, some of those lines from Don were very, like deep. You said, they cut deep.
Yeah. They cut deep for sure.
He was talking about calling them hanger-ons and bloodsuckers. I mean, he wasn't beating around the bush.
He definitely wasn't. And I'm a little like flip-flop and torn. I'm like, where are they going? I'm very interested where they're going with this Young Bucks thing, because Young Bucks come out and they're hitting, take out some of the AEW talent to join the Bullet Club, and then a week later they get slapped in the face essentially by Don and Kenny, getting not included in their match. And then tonight again we see that throughout the show, they supposedly beat up Don. I mean, he had that bruise on his face after the fact, and then Kenny went on a rampage. So they're going to be pairing up. We'll talk about next week's card, with the Good Brothers. So where that goes to, are they going to, be on the same page, or is the Bullet Club going to be too sweet, or what, So it's very interesting where they're going, like, are the Young Bucks heels? Are they faces? What are they doing now? Are they now, are they going to be, feuding with Kenny? So who knows? I'm confused. I'm very interested. I can't follow along. And that's what's nice, keeping us out on the edge of their seat and, wanting for more of this story. And so hopefully, Jackson doesn't have any leg injury. Maybe this is a nice way for it to let the heal. I know there was kind of rumors of he took that, move from Jack Evans on the leg a little bit hard. We saw it on BT as well. Yeah. So, but this is great stuff, man. They are doing such great stuff. And then at the end of the show, you see Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers beating up Penta and, sticking his boot in his eye and then choking him. So he was, they were all over the place on tonight's card. They weren't featured in the ring at all, but they really had an impact, as you should, as the champion and the hottest thing in wrestling right now, with Kenny Omega and Don Callis.
Yeah, Kenny certainly oozes that star power right now. And I think that with this extra backup that he's had, that confidence, that trademark confidence has gone through the roof. I look at this whole thing with the Good Brothers, the Young Bucks, and Kenny is really a morality play that's coming. It's like a Shakespearean morality play in a lot of ways. And I see, the Young Bucks have at times wrestled with that themselves, that good and bad and what to do. And I think that even in that moment at the end of that show, they were the last ones to give the too sweet. And I just feel like Don is leaning into the Good Brothers because they're so good with having Kenny be bad, if that makes sense. Right? Like they're those two clearly enjoy beating people up. No real conscience about who's in their warpath. They have no problem throwing around their weight, and they enjoy it. They enjoy that kind of dirty, like that bad guy vibe, and they clearly feed into that with Kenny. And I think that the Young Bucks, you and I talked about this even in when they were showcasing that edge leading into their match with FTR. The Young Bucks just don't. They're capable of being heels.
Yeah.
But there's something about them that makes us and we're endeared to them. I think through a combination of BTE and getting to see who they are behind the scenes and all those things. There's just, and their offense is obviously so fun to watch as a fan. The Young Bucks kind of feel like the good guys who are torn, and I think that they're going to be in the big picture of this. I think we're going to see Don Callis is really the invisible hand, really manipulating Kenny in a lot of ways, utilizing that relationship for his own benefit. Obviously, getting Impact's numbers to go up, cashing checks from Tony for all those paid in advertising.
Oh man, Tony was great.
He was all. I mean, Tony. We can get to. We could spend a whole segment talking about Tony on Impact and the role that he's had on that. Those segments have been phenomenal. His role during that main event with the Private Party was great. But I think that's what we're going to end up seeing going forward is kind of this like morality, the good and like the angel and the devil on Kenny's shoulder and how they impact him over the course. And that's why Don, it's so obvious. That's why Don he wanted to pay off the Young Bucks for their friendship. Go away. You know, I have a feeling Don recognizes that if anybody can help Kenny break away from his influence and not be manipulated, not go off the rails, it would be the Young Bucks.
Right.
And we even saw that play out when we were seeing Hangman and Kenny, that breakup going on, and the Young Bucks and the role that they played in that. I think
for sure,
you know, they were the first ones to talk about how disappointed they were with Hangman for being drunk and kind of being non-reliable and all those things. So I think that the Young Bucks are going to kind of serve as that chorus to Kenny is, hey man, you're going off the rails. And Don wants that blocked out. Don wants to control the scenario and the situation. So definitely going to lead to some interesting television going forward.